Oh.
Used to be John Constantine.
Dang. Hey everybody, I'm Kaosi, and this is episode 3 of Eclectic Nerdz Exposed. So I'm going to talk today about what got me into being a nerd and part of this Eclectic Nerdz crew. It's a great crew of guys. So I'm more of a movie guy. I started my whole I guess nerddom started from the movies. I could remember when I first watched the 2000 X-Men, and that kind of, I think, opened the door up, because at that time I had, Power Rangers, another big thing I watched on TV, like the X-Men animated series, Batman animated, and all the Batman animated stuff. So when I first saw the X-Men movie, it blew me away. Fast forward 2 years later was where it really all happened. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was a definitive movie for me. That's what opened everything. That's what made me even go and look at comics. And I credit that movie for just opening the door for me. And so just throughout life, like, I've just been a fan of just anything with lore, anything with like some kind of like mythology to it. So I always gravitated towards that. And so it bled into my life. I remember as a kid, I would write these little comic books, and I would like entertain myself. Me and my friends would get together. We'd basically write and our own little comics, and just it was a way for us to bond, and also just a way for us just to like escape and just get away from like just the world, because it's kind of depressing sometimes. But that's what I like about comics, how it brings people together. That's what I like about this crew. It's eclectic, and it's a mismatch of just movies. Here we have. If you look at here, I have all this music. We have just games, and I just felt at home with these guys. And so, as I was coming into my own, like especially in college, where I think we live in a cool age where we saw like a boom of all these comic book movies. Like I remember I saw the first Avengers with my friends, and that was an experience just seeing just all those heroes together. And I think movies, as a way, I think for me, the movies have allowed me just to appreciate the comics a lot more and learn a lot more about them. So that's kind of like a little recap into just how I came into this. It was mainly through movies, but now, luckily, thanks to these guys with Eclectic Nerdz, I'm getting my fill of comics, obviously, and I'm learning just, where all this stuff in movies came from. And, for me, I didn't have a problem with Thor not having a helmet, but, it turns out Thor's supposed to have a helmet. Stuff like that where, like, I got a kick out of the movies. I'm learning just where this stuff came from. It was source material. So another big thing in my life is music. I'm a music junkie, more so like the Marvel movies. Like, I love the movies, but I also love the scores and soundtracks of the Marvel movies. I can point out I can point out music from any number one of these things. So, but music has been a big part of my life. I just wanted to show you a little bit of just the music that I listen to coming up. First up, Man of the Moon by a man named Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi he's a rapper from Ohio, Cleveland, and he'd had other albums before, but this is his first big studio album. This is my favorite album ever, next to this one, but it's tied for first in my favorite album. It just spoke to me. It really did like show me just like being different, and I guess being eclectic. It's cool. It's what's in, and like I felt at peace. Some come more to what's way before my time was Dark Side of the Moon. This is the greatest rock album ever made. Classic rock album ever made. Fight me on it. I'll debate with you in the comment section. We'll talk about it. I consider this to be the greatest rock album ever. I discovered it 40 years too late. I didn't know this was even a thing. Heard it, fell in love with it. I love this album. The Gorillaz, this is Plastic Beach. They actually had a new album come out this week called Humans. This is the album from 2010 that they made. It's called Plastic Beach. It's my favorite of the Gorillaz albums. I highly recommend you listen to their work. They're very, it's a strange sound. I hate to say the word eclectic again, but like it's worth a listen, because it's very experimental, and I liked it a lot. Another one is Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. This is a concept album from the band The Flaming Lips, released in 2002. It's about just a girl who's on a distant land fighting pink robots, but it's also an allegory for fighting cancer and getting over your cancer, and fighting things that you yourself can't control, but to fight it in something that you can, in a way of like writing and making a little story about it. And it's a concept, it goes all the way through. And I liked it because it had that side to it. Like, oh, it's also about, you know, fighting something big, a pink robot, which could be cancer in your case. And it's just about overcoming these things and just trying to find just some kind of peace in just the face of any kind of trial. Next up is the Shins. It's called Wincing the Night Away. This is another great indie pop album from a band out of New Mexico. I highly recommend the Shins. I love this album. Then we're coming to Fleet Foxes. They're all right. So Fleet Foxes, I discovered them. I was at a coffee shop and just some girl said, "Hey, you look like you like Fleet Foxes. Listen to them." Turned out she was right. I love them. They have a folksy type sound to it. It took me a couple listens to get into it, but I got a lot out of this album. It's very soothing. It talks about just family. It's about life, but it's on a backdrop of just heavy guitars, heavy just vocalizations. I love this album. It's a great album. Now coming to the end of this, these two I have to present together. This is Mad Villainy. This is Donuts. That just fell. Anyway, so Mad Villainy here is a collaboration by MF Doom and a man named Madlib, and they collaborated on this, and I think it's one of the greatest. I won't say one of the greatest hip hop albums for instrumentals I've ever heard. It's a great album. It even has some raps by MF Doom himself on there. It's fantastic. It came out in 2004, holds up to this very day, and then 2 years later came Donuts. Unfortunately, Jay Dilla passed away in 2006. He made this album while he was in the hospital dying of lupus. It's a very sad story, but also it's an uplifting story. This man was able to put this album out. He put everything on the line as he was dying to make sure we're able to listen and get such. It's a strange sounding album, but it'll grow on you. I love it. I'm glad Jay Dilla left this with us. One of the long-lasting things of his legacy. I kind of get choked up thinking about it because it's such a beautifully made album, and then when you realize everything that went back into it, it's very powerful, and it'll stay with you, not just for the music, but just everything about it. So I highly recommend Donuts. And as a whole, all these albums in a way have just kind of defined me. Not just movies, but I think not just the movies, but these albums have made the guy I am today. Kind of just, I'm able just to. They basically taught me a lot of lessons about myself, about life, and just introduced me to just different genres of music. And that's where I wanna be able to share these with you guys. So if there are any albums or vinyls up here that you've heard of or you'd like to talk to me about, please feel free to put them inside the comment section. And I'll be sure just to share more of myself now that you're seeing me. And just thank you very much. And I hope you guys have a good one.
Hey everybody, it's the Eclectic Nerdz. Right now we're going to do the rapid fire spit questions. Let's see how many you do in 1 minute. Let's go!
Favorite movie?
Ghostbusters.
Wolverine or Warpath?
Ooh, Wolverine.
Least favorite Justice League character?
Oh my gosh, Martian Manhunter.
Hulk or Thanos?
Thanos, dude. Big love.
Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
Silk or Miles Morales?
Ooh, Miles.
Thigh or breast?
God, man, come on.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars, bro.
Daffy Duck or Donald?
Donald.
Pancakes or waffles?
Neither. French toast. Next question.
Mario or Zelda?
Mario.
Favorite actress?
Ooh. Oh man. Helen Mirren.
Favorite album you possess?
Favorite album I possess? Dark Side of the Moon.
Jackson 5 or Temptations?
Ooh, Jackson 5.
Austin Powers or James Bond?
James Bond.
Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin?
Pink Floyd.
Soulja Boy or Justin Bieber?
Oh!
Oh!
Used to be John Constantine.
Dang.